Hey, greetings everyone. This is Tony Holowitz, and I want to thank you for being here for this quick video about Act Premium version 27. This is a new release of Act, and it's been out maybe about 3 weeks now, and I've just been sort of wrapping my head around it so I can give you some feedback on my thoughts on it. So let me just tell you a little bit about this software. So this is the newest version of Act software, and typically they release a new version every fall. So this version has some new features in it. And if you are an Act software subscriber, you have the opportunity to install this software. In other words, you're always as a subscriber, you always have access to all the versions of Act that are available to you. You don't have to change, you don't have to update or upgrade, but this is the most recent version. If you're brand new to Act, this is the version you're going to download and install. If you're an Act user and have a different version, what you will most likely have to do is uninstall your current version of Act, maybe some of the underlying files, and then install this version. And this can take anywhere from 30 to 90 minutes, depending on your setup, your situation, and whether you have older versions of Act installed. So just keep that in the back of your mind. But to start with, I just want to go through some of the features so you can decide whether or not it's worth it. And on this point, what I've learned over the years is things that might not be that important to me. There might be one little item in here that you say, wow, that's worth every penny, that's worth the effort. So I never judge that way. I just try to show you what's available, give you a little bit of feedback, and let you know what to expect. So why don't we get into this? So one of the first things I want to talk about is in the new version, there's a new feature called the Append Field feature. And what this feature does is this. Let's say you have a field in Act, maybe the ID status field, and you want to change something in there. Maybe you want to change it from the word prospect to prospect and hot lead. So in other words, you want to have a couple things. You can append fields to update it. This could be good if you're appending an address, a zip code, all kinds of little things you can do with this. Now, you might find this feature useful. You might not. Don't know. That's up to you. The next new feature is the List Lookup feature. And of all the features that are available, this one I really like for a number of reasons. And the way I can see this being used is when you have an Excel spreadsheet of data and you want to look up that data in Act. For example, the way I would use this with a client is if you had like an email program like Constant Contact or Mailchimp, and you had a bunch of people that opted out, and you wanted to see if those people that opted out were actually in Act. Well, you could export that list out to Excel, grab those email addresses, whether it be 1 or 100, and do a lookup of all the contacts that have those email addresses. This tool, although it's now included in this version, is actually a free tool that you can download and use in other versions of Act. So if you don't want to upgrade, but you like the idea of this, please reach out to me and I can show you how to do that. Let's look at the next one. The next one is Optdater. And Optdater is if you're using opportunities, you might want to use this to update an opportunity en masse. Now, I got to be honest with you, in all my years of working with Act, I don't really use opportunities. Having said that, now in the new cloud version of Act, when you use their quoting software, it automatically creates an opportunity. So this might be good for some of you. Again, I don't have a practical way to use this, so I'd leave this up to your experience. Next is the primary contact tool. This is another one I'm still trying to wrap my head around. But for the most part, if you use Act and you use companies inside of Act, let's say that something changes, maybe a company moved. Well, if you have a primary contact, as I believe this works, if you have a primary contact in Act, let's say it's in this case Ryan Wheaton, well, what you can do is update all the information here, and it will update all the information inside of the company record of Act. Now, again, this is something that I'm not sure how much I'd use it, but it's something that's there, and it's another little feature. The last thing that I think the majority of people would appreciate is the new enhanced mail merge feature. So they've changed the way the mail merge works inside this version of Act, It is now similar to the tool that's built in to Act Premium Cloud, and this is an option. You don't have to use it, but you can convert to it. So if any of these things look interesting to you and you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. My name is Tony Holowitz, and this is my phone number. Give me a call, and I try to answer your questions for you. Okay, my friends, you have a great day. Thank you for your time. Be well. Bye now.